afternoon, cameraman, and good afternoon, IT Essentials instructors. Today is a day of presenting the assignments, and here we are going to talk about the internal components of the computer. Here I have two cases. One, the motherboard is out, as you see, and another one, the motherboard is still inside, with the cables, fans, data cable, and the power cable, even the power supply. So let us start by the motherboard. So the motherboard, it is electronic circuit which hold all internal components of the computer. For example, this one, you see we have the fan. This is a fan, and below we have CPU, and this is a place of RAM, and we have the attachment where you can plug the cable. This is data cable, you see, and we have the smalls, we have extension slots, and you have the ports. And this one is used to keep all internal devices of a computer. Let's talk about CPU. CPU in full is called Central Processing Unit, and it is the brain of the computer. It has three main parts. One is register, the second arithmetic and logical unit, the third is called control unit. So this register is like a memory, and the arithmetic and logical unit is used for arithmetic and logic operation, and for control units for just controlling all operation. And this CPU is a useful component when till the time of executing instructions. Let's talk about the fan. As we know, of course, if someone is working, he can get tired. So if you are getting tired, you need to refresh. So, our system, like a CPU, has a lot of work. For example, for executing those mathematical and logic operation. When it is tired, here we have a cooling system to cool or to throw away the heat. And this cooling system helps the CPU to function well. And let me get a screwdriver. Okay, this is the cooling system, and this small things CPU, which is the brain of the computer. Yeah, this one is the device which is responsible for executing all instructions that the computer can execute. And this is the socket. Here, this is the socket where CPU is located, and in here you see you have those electrical components like the diode, resistors, transformers. Yeah. Then let us talk about RAM, which is a memory. RAM stands for random access memory, and it is used to store data temporarily. And here in this case we have different components, but these two devices, this one is called the RAM of 1 GB, and this one is for 2 GB. And all of them, they are used to store data temporarily. For example, if you are opening for example a program, it is temporarily stored in RAM, and when you close it, it disappears. Yes, let us talk about bridge. Here we have these components. This is south bridge and this is north bridge, and here we have the CMOS battery, which is used to keep all computer settings active even if the computer is off. And let's talk about cables. Here inside we have data cable, which is responsible for transferring data from one device to another. For example, from hard drive to motherboard, and the motherboard to the CPU, of course, for execution, or from a floppy disk, or from CD drive. And inside we have the power cable, which is used for transferring power from the power supply device, which is this one. This is the power supply. This cable transfer power from the power supply to different parts of the computer. Let us talk about the power supply and its load. The power supply, it is an electronic device which is responsible for taking the alternating current from different source like hydroelectric power, then to convert the alternating current to direct current, because all components inside of the computer use the current, direct current. Yeah, direct current. So this is the use of the power supply. Let's talk about CD drive, which is this component. This is the CD-ROM, and this device is used to keep the CD drive. And remember, we use CD drive to keep data permanent. So if you want to read those data, we open here, we press open, then after opening it, this device opens, then you put the CD drive, then you close, and then of course inside the CD reader can read data and send in different parts, on the CPU for execution, or for the display for displaying. For example, if you are watching a video, or you are watching a movie, song, or just installing, if you are installing the Windows. Yeah. And then let's talk about the hard drive. You know, to use the computer you need installed program, and those programs must be stored or kept somewhere. So the device in charge of storing those program or permanent data inside of the computer is called the hard drive or hard disk drive. And let's bring it. You see here we have hard drive, and this is the data cable to transfer data from hard drive to motherboard, and then the motherboard can take it to the CPU, as we will see in a buses system. Let's talk about the expansion slot. For example, you can insert another card or a RAM using some expansion slot. Here we have, these ones are called expansion slots. You can put cards like those internal modem like NIC. Yeah. And let's talk about the ports. To connect external component, you need to plug, of course, those components to the computer. And here we have ports. Let's start by here. We have those ports in that you can use by plugging the headset to hear the voice, or the microphone. And here we have a Ethernet port, which is used to connect the Ethernet cable or RJ45. Here we have USB cable. This USB cable can help us to connect USB devices, and even the mouse whose connector is a USB. And here we have VGA, which is used for connecting this display like a monitor. Put here VGA cable, then the signal comes from the computer to the display, which is a screen. Here you have parallel port, which is used for connecting like a printer. This one is for example, connecting to the computer game. Here we have two ports. One is for keyboard, another one is for mouse, and finally we have the port of the power. So these are all about the important devices and the ports. Let's talk about bus system. The bus system. If you say bus system is like a channel where data can pass through from the source to the destination. The bus system has three main parts. Number one is data bus. Have control bus and address bus. If we say data bus, means the data bus is responsible for carry data from source to the destination. For example, you can have the CPU, can have memory, and you have input output devices. So these are buses. For example, this is address bus, and here we have control, and here we have data bus. So if, for example, data want to be displayed, we use data bus, and of course we need address because we need to data need to know where it is going, and of course control, it is control the flow of those data. And here, if we are sending this data bus is bidirection, and this one is one direction, and here is bidirection. Even here data bus is bidirection, here is and finally for input output, the control, and the data, the address bus. Thank you very much, and I appreciate your time for teaching us this crucial course which is called IT Essential. See you